And these protests plan to mark International Women's Day. It's an annual event that celebrates women and raises discrimination awareness globally with a goal of establishing a gender-equal world. Today's protests come one day after Iranian leaders announced that they made some arrests linked to the poisoning of these young girls since November. More than 1,000 little girls have gotten sick, but the number may actually be much higher than that. The suspected poisonings come as well in the wake of recent anti-government protests that began in September, where schoolgirls have removed their mandatory headscarves, torn up pictures of the Iranian supreme leader, and they are calling for his death. Many of the people protesting believe the government could be poisoning these young girls and women as revenge for the wave of protests that led in the fall, sparked by the death of Masha Amini in police custody. Joining us this morning is Moj Madhara, founding member of the Iranian Diaspora Collective. Moj, thank you for being with us. It's been a while since we've talked, but this could not be a more important time, especially given the fact that today is International Women's Day. It's notable officials did not name the suspects or provide any other details in these arrests. So how much faith should we put in the arrests given the current regime?
Well, first of all, happy International Women's Day, and thanks for having me back. It's an important topic, and I think first and foremost, what we should say is that parents are not just out there protesting because of these poisonings, and these young women are not just protesting because of the poisonings, but they're protesting for a secular democracy, for referendums, and for this regime to be held accountable for its 43 years of crimes against humanity. And so this is just the nail in the coffin. And in terms of what confidences we should have, absolutely zero. Look at, these are the same business partners we have in the nuclear deal who have not been able to be transparent, have not allowed for independent investigations. And a deal is only as good as the person you're in it with. And the Islamic Republic has proven time and time again to be bad actors.
So do you think there will be, at any point, real accountability for what we're seeing?
Absolutely not. We have 18,000 people currently in prison, tortured, raped. We have people who have not even been arrested, like Moj Madhara, who have been charged with nothing and have been held in captivity now for 180 some odd, 150 some odd days. So this regime it's not within its DNA to be accountable, to be transparent, to allow for the independent investigations that the world is calling for in this moment. And let's be honest, this is an effort to suppress young women and girls, specifically to get them to be removed from educational places and public spaces. This is what an effort is in the middle of them trying to revive a nuclear deal, which all world leaders must come together and say that that nuclear deal is indefinitely off the table.
And you heard the White House just a moment ago call the poisoning shameful, what we're seeing shameful, regrettable. Our thoughts are with the women of Iran. What more would you like to see from the U.S. and the global community to take a stand?
Well, I think first and foremost, we appreciate the airtime and support that global governments are giving this issue. But I think what we really need to do is step up and own the action that needs to be taken, which is to end all diplomatic relations, both covert and overt, with the Islamic Republic, with the Iranian regime, and support the Iranian people, not just in protest, but to bring forward a secular democratic government that respects women and people and allows for humanity as we all know it. This is out of control, and this regime, as it is, especially powered by a nuclear deal, will create a massive liability for the entire region, for Ukraine, and not leave us in a global perspective in a very safe place. So we have to lean in right now and not make the same mistake we made in the Green Movement in 2009. This is not a moment for lip service. This is a moment for action and to hit them where it hurts, which is economically.
Well, and does it concern you then that China has been accused of genocide against the Uyghur people, other mostly Muslim ethnic groups, yet besides any international condemnation, very little has happened? Are you optimistic that the same will be true, or same won't be true here?
I am eternally optimistic of Gen Z around the world who understand how to use communication and connectivity, who fight forward with VPNs. I am eternally hopeful because of the youth of Iran and the youth of the diaspora globally. And yes, listen, you are the company you keep. So it is no surprise to me or to you that Iran and China and Russia continue these types of behaviors and actions, because if you don't hold one of them accountable, you can't hold any of them accountable. So again, to reset this region around human rights issues, around women's rights issue, to end gender apartheid, to end violence against minorities, you must hold the largest culprit of that behavior accountable. And there is no doubt that data supports the Iranian regime and the Islamic Republic is the largest perpetrator of human rights that there is today.
And these young girls are brave. They want equal rights, and they are willing to risk their lives to do it today on International Women's Day. Moj Madhara, founding member of the Iranian Diaspora Collective. Thank you as always.
Marnie, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.